What is up, party people? Happy Saturday and welcome back to Saturday Garage. First of all, for the now 13-ish thousand of you who are here, thank you. Pretty good. Stuff. Today, here's what we can get into. We're not getting into the bug because the bug is still waiting on parts. We're not going to get into Blue Truck because Blue Truck is waiting on the bug. What we are going to get into is a little bit of work on my daily driver. Unsurprisingly, the most reliable car that I own is also the one that I'm toying most with selling. But the work that it needs is involving a couple of my favorite tools in the garage, which I'm going to show you guys. So expect that. Expect a little bit of a trip down to the shop where Saturday Garage sort of got its start in a prequel kind of way. And expect a little bit of a cameo from Penny the dog. She is back visiting this week. It should be a good one. The car may not be specifically exciting to most of you guys, but trust me, the tools, you're gonna appreciate. Check them out. In my first video, I mentioned a belief of mine that a lot of you seem to agree with in the comments. And that belief is this: that driving an older car, a used car, a car that's already been produced, is way more environmentally beneficial than driving something brand new with great gas mileage. The car's already been produced, and the energy cost of producing a new car far outweighs the benefit of the increased fuel mileage that you're going to get. I believe that. It seems like common sense. I don't know why you wouldn't. If you have contrary data, I'm honestly really open to seeing it and I don't know, being convinced otherwise, but it just makes sense to me. So today's episode, we're going to be working on my 2000 BMW 528i Touring, which is German for wagon. It's got 177,000 miles on it. It drives fantastically, steers great, stops wonderfully, is a little bit down on power because it has an exhaust leak. That Beamer has become the thing that I hate about used Beamers, which is that I feel like they're all riddled with exhaust leaks. I've become that stereotype, and that is annoying. Not only is it annoying, but it is going to prevent me from passing smog, which I need to do in order to sell this car in California. So I'm going to show you a very easy way to diagnose leaks in any system. Mine happens to be exhaust, but this is great for intake. It's great for oiling system. It's great for anything that is a closed system. This car also has AC that works sometimes. I believe that the internet has provided me with an answer to this intermittent AC working issue, so I'm gonna hopefully get that fixed today. Third thing that I'm hoping in getting fixed today is on the hatch of the wagon, there's an interior trim panel that is broken fairly badly. The plastics on these old Beamers are really brittle. So I'm gonna show you a great way to glue plastic back together with a hot stapler. It's just a cool, fun tool. I enjoy it. Yeah, so that's gonna be kind of the broad overview of today. Maybe the car isn't the sexiest or the most hot roddy, but I gotta tell you, it really is the ultimate driving machine. And I'm probably gonna sell it, but I don't know why. It's the best car that I have, so maybe I should hold off on it. And maybe once this work is done, I won't want to. Summer's coming. AC sounds great. Nothing else I own has AC. Either way, we're gonna get through today and we'll figure it out. Up first is the ultimate in leak detection. Okay, awesome tool number one is a very portable little smoke machine. This one is still in its box. I got it from Motor Trend. It is clearly not made in America, but that's what it is. I don't know, I think it was like 40, 50 bucks. I don't really know. Probably off of that giant river in Brazil, I think, that I don't like buying from, but it's what it is. It looks like this. It's a very small box. It runs off of compressed air. I think it runs at like 20 pounds or something like that. It's got this little smoke liquid that you put in the machine, and it just blows compressed smoke into your sealed system and exits where there's a leak. It's a really cool little deal. This is not an endorsement of this particular tool, but it is an endorsement of this, I don't know, general tool. So here's the deal. Here's all you have to do is you put a little bit of this smoke juice in the machine, which there's a little bit of left of in here. Boop-a-doop. This is basically like it's like a vape you see all the kids using, except it's useful and it's actually cool. So the way that it works is this. You need compressed air, which just goes on your tiny little port here. Super easy. You've got a, oh no, these are broken. Dumb. Hold on. Ugh, nuisance. All right, well, you've got a power source here that plugs into the back and just gator clips onto your car battery. Except when I scored this little unit from Motor Trend, I didn't realize that our gator clips were broken jawed gators. So I'm gonna have to do something about that. But still, the way this thing works, compressed air, it says it wants between 2 and 15 bar as a pressure rating going into this thing. I looked it up because I didn't remember. Now, 2 bar is 29.4 pounds of pressure. 15 bar is, I don't know, what's 15 times 15? A whole bunch of pressure. That said, you just take some of this here juice, smoke fluid, pop it in, turn it on, it heats up the juice, it creates smoke, it takes the compressed air, runs it into your sealed system, finds you your leaks. As a diagnostic tool, it is fantastic. It has saved me a ton of time in finding leaks. We're going to use it today to diagnose the exhaust leak on the Beamer and see just how much of a pain it is to fix, and then decide whether or not we want to fix it. It can also be used for oil leaks. It can be used for intake leaks. It can be used for vacuum leaks. It can be used for a lot of things. For the 40 or 50 bucks that it costs, I think, it's worth it. It's pretty small, it doesn't take up much shelf space, and it will save you a ton of time. So go give it a gander if you're at all interested in keeping older junk on the road longer, or just making it easier to diagnose problems on your even older, cooler junk. Go buy one. They're really good. Oh, I'm gonna need this whole thing, aren't I? Can't just walk away without it. Ba-bum. Yeah, pretty good. Okay. All right, now seeing as this is a modern car, it is not going to be surprising that things are hard to see and or hard to get to, but this is how the exhaust system works in these things. You've got an exhaust manifold up here. This is the O2 sensor for the front 3. Then you've got an exhaust manifold back there with that O2 sensor that handles the back 3 cylinders. Now, since those are divorced, they come together at some point in the system, I want to be efficient about plumbing my smoke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, which I'm going to call our exhaust plug, and I'm going to shove it right up this car's butt. It's going to go right there. It's going to seal really, really nicely in there. And then we're going to plug our smoke into here, and we're going to be able to get both exhaust manifolds equally distributed pressure at once. It's pretty good, huh? So now all I got to do is plug this down into here, and that's going to be happy. Pretty good, one-handed smoothness. And then this guy, I need to MacGyver these guys onto my battery terminals, and I'm good to go. A genius engaged jumpers. A negative. Good. All right, something like that. We'll do something like this. And power. Look at me go, magician. All right, I'm gonna go get a compressor over here. Be right back. Okay, this thing is done making a ton of noise, so I'm going to down regulate this to, if I can see it. Great, close enough. Somewhere between 2 and 15 bar. All right. All right, so what you want to do is turn it on, let that red light go, and then watch the smoke start coming. Now give it about like 10, 15 seconds. Starts getting real thick like this. And then you can go ahead and pop it in wherever you feel appropriate, or inappropriate in this case. Make sure it's sealed up nice. Nothing leaking past. So now let's go see what we can find up here. Rolling, good. I know this usually takes a minute. And I'm sort of suspecting it's gonna come from this manifold situation up here. No real basis for thinking that, but I do think it. Nothing really. Huh. Failing. If we crank up the output pressure closer to that 15 bar side of things. Yeah, closer. Okay, I'm seeing something. Stupid compressor. Okay, so I can see it, but to pinpoint it now is going to be the real exercise. All right, it's somewhere in this rear one. That seems pretty true. I think that unfortunately, I'm going to have to put on dirtier clothes and get underneath, which I'm going to go do right now. Stand by. You guys ever notice how your favorite shirts will always eventually end up as your crummiest work shirts? It's a bummer. But at least they live on, right? They get to, not get thrown away. Keep Austin geared. Don't forget. Oh boy. All right. I'm gonna ask you guys to not judge the oily mess down here. I didn't do it. Swear it came like this. Yep. All right. So we've got. Oh, that's a candidate for smoke leakage. These are factory cats still. Where is this smoky leak coming from? All right, GoPro, find me something. Clean. All right, looks like we finally got something here. Just looks like it's right in front of that cat. Okay, so here's what I can tell you. So it's hard to see, but it looks like it's coming from the bottom of this rear manifold. I can't see. I'm hoping GoPro can. It's gone. It's gone forever. Oh. Somebody said in a comment the other day that I needed to get a new phone case because mine was flesh colored. Really unsettling. Ugh. Come on, fleshy. Let's go. All right. I have one more attempted trick to see where this stupid leak is. And it's another very cool tool. Shut up. Okay, I have one more attempt to find where the smoke is coming from. Either way, it seems like it's going to be a pain, and I probably won't fix it anyway. But it is another cool tool that I snagged from Motor Trend during the giant closeout that it's worth a feature in this super cool tool special. Check it out. Yep. Okay, so this is a cool little dude that I keep in my video cabinet because it's sort of video based and I guess it stays safe in there. So this is a Boroscope. You probably have heard of it. If you haven't, allow me to tell you of it. So this is just a camera on a stick that allows you to see places that you can't otherwise normally see. You can bend around and go, hey, what's that over there? And then you get to see it. And it's pretty cool. I don't know how expensive they are. I got this one in a package deal of a bunch of stuff from Motor Trend. Thank you. Let's see what we see. Oh, ooh. Okay, I found something that is pretty suspect. Now, if you can see here. Okay, so bottom of the manifold, downpipe. This flange seam seal deal here ends in this crack. I don't think it's actually a flange. I think that's just a crack all the way around it. It's a great view of that crack, actually. Okay, so these two really great diagnostic tools, the Boroscope and the smoke detector, have led me to a single conclusion, which is that I'm not going to touch this. There are a few options here. There's 4 of them as far as I can see. One is get some JB Weld 2-part epoxy metal expanding. I don't know what it is, but it's for exhaust leaks. That's gonna be really hard to get to and get smeared around there effectively in a way that's really gonna work, so not even gonna mess with it. 2 was to get a MIG machine in there and just sort of booger it up. If it was on the top side, I'd probably attempt it. It's on the bottom. I'm not gonna be able to reach it. I'm not that good of a welder anyway. What's the point? 3 is pull the exhaust manifold, weld it properly, stick it back on. That's gonna require me to have tiny little carny hands to get in between that galley to get that thing out. It's gonna be a big pain. It's gonna be a lot of time, and I don't have it. I'm spending all this time editing these episodes now. That is not a worthwhile project for me. For the same reason, and a more expensive reason, I'm not going to do option 1, which is just replace the part. And I guess really option 0, which makes this 5 options, is take it to somebody, have them repair it. Parts and labor on that, I'm guessing, is gonna be a couple of grand. I think that the manifold itself is about 600 bucks. Reason being is that manifold is integrated with the catalytic converter. In California, you can't just use the regular US spec catalytic converter. There is a California spec catalytic converter that you must buy. I believe it's about twice the price of the broad spec catalytic converter. So that really does bring up a good point as to why it is so difficult to keep these older cars on the road and in service for a very useful amount of time. You use them until they're useless. It's just the cost of repairs. Like, that's gonna be a $3,000 bill, presumably. I don't know, I haven't gotten a quote. Most people aren't gonna do that, which is why these things end up in junkyards. What the solve is for that, I really don't know. Maybe it's an aftermarket thing. Maybe it's a California state smog law thing. I don't know, you tell me. But it's still smoking, I'm gonna go turn that off. Honestly, I don't really know what the solve is for that. I don't think it's a private industry thing. I don't think that people who are remanufacturing service parts are going to slim their margins. It would be great if they did, but honestly, that's capitalism, and unless we're gonna change that, that's just gonna be what it is. Companies make money. I don't think that it's a OEM issue. I don't think that OEMs can continue to create service parts for low sales volume vehicles just for the sake of repairs 40 years out. Same thing, we're not changing capitalism here. I just don't see it happening. Would it be great if they did? Yeah, I think that would actually be a green initiative that they could take on. Give me a call, we can talk about it. What I think it really does come down to, if there is a solve for this at all, is legislative. I think it's something in the California State Board of Air, whatever that is, I don't remember. I think it's something with California state smog laws, which set the standard for many other states and national smog laws because they're so strict. And don't get me wrong, I think there's a place for smog laws. I think they've had a benefit to our emissions and our atmosphere and ozones and all the things. But there's some dumb parts of it. Like, for example, if I were to take this BMW, which has a 2.8 liter inline six, it's got a, I don't know, it's a modern-ish drivetrain. It runs pretty clean, I would assume. But if I were to take something out of a brand new Beamer, 2.8 liter straight six, that was maybe 7 times more efficient than this motor, and I wanted to swap it into this car, I would fail my smog test because it's not the original equipment that came with the car. No matter how clean the tailpipe is, it's still going to fail smog, which really just seems counterproductive. You're preventing, one, cars from staying in useful service longer and creating the need to buy more new cars, which means producing more new cars, which I get is good for the economy. But if, you know, the goal of the California Air Resource Board is to minimize emissions, manufacturing is a gigantic emission. Much along those same lines as not being able to do that motor swap is that if you've got some oddball manifold vacuum tee for your oddball car that is no longer being produced by OEM or any reproduction companies, and you try to make something out of a pipe tee and some fittings, you're gonna fail smog because it's not the original equipment that came with the car. It has to be a stock appearing car in order to pass. It's counterproductive to the aim of lowering global emissions. That's just my piece. Let me know if you agree. And if SEMA or any California Air Resource Board folks want to give me a call and talk about it, yeah, great. I'll tell you what's common sense. What else can I fix on this car? It's not going to be this exhaust leak. That will be something you either deal with way in the future, but I'm definitely not doing it right now. I'm way too busy editing. But two of the things that I can do, I can fix the AC because summer is coming, and either I'm going to keep this car and I'll be happy I have it, or I'm going to sell this car and somebody's going to be happy they have it. The other thing that I can fix is on the rear hatch of the car, there is it's a plastic trim panel that covers the hatch, and they are notoriously missing on these wagons. I happen to have one. They are fairly valuable. I think I spent good money on them to replace the ones that are broken on theirs. BMW plastics are junk from this era. I had actually pulled it off once before because it was squeaking from all the cracks. I fixed it, and then walking out the door to put it back on the car, I whacked it on the door jamb and broke it again. So we're gonna fix what I broke, and then we're gonna throw it back on, and retail value of this car, skyrocketing. Yeah, let's go do some things. Before I go do more things, I have one more tech tip that I wanted to share with you guys. I learned this just last week, getting greasy as hell on that Beetle. And like, I'm not honestly terrible right now, like really at all. But the tech tip is this: grow a lemon tree. If you'd all have the means, you just kind of use the lemon oil and a little bit of gristle on the peel, and like, it cleans you up real good and real quick. It really is. Rock solid stuff. So if you got the means, a little bit of room, maybe even just a pot, grow some lemons. You can save a whole bunch of money on orange oil, hand pump, wash, pumice stuff. You can save a bunch of money on buying lemons, and they smell nice. Chicks dig it. Recommend. Chicks like lemons. It's just what it is. Okay, so we're heading down to the shop. I left a couple of things down there, one of them being that missing interior trim panel you can see on that hatch right there. That's down at the shop, as is the hot stapler that we're going to use to fix it. Now, I'm going to apologize right now for the wind noise that's probably going to be happening on this drive. But check it out, it's Penny. She needs air. Say hi, Penny. You can't talk. You don't have a tongue. It's a bummer. Anyway, heading down to the shop, which brings me to a quick interlude that I need to make, which is a couple of thank yous. One of them being Lucky Costa, who is more directly tied to this warehouse, and I will get back to him in a second. But firstly, to David Freiberger and Tony Angelo, who have helped me enormously in this little run-up period to getting this YouTube started, whether featuring me on their channels, featuring me in their videos, or just giving me general best practices on this whole YouTube thing. They have been tremendously helpful, and I am enormously grateful. Please go check them out. The David Freiberger, I think it's The David Freiberger on YouTube, and stay tuned on YouTube. If you're not checking them out already, please do. Now, also, while you're checking out people who have helped me out over the years, go check out Lucky's Garage Show on YouTube. That is the home of Lucky Costa, who you may know from Hot Rod Garage. But Lucky is a dude who is a good dude and a rad dude, and who many, many years ago hooked me up with access to a space to work. I was living in an apartment at the time. I had just bought the Blue C10 off of Freiberger and was motivated to get some stuff done. But living in an apartment, you're not getting very much stuff done. That's just kind of the way apartment renting goes. A spot opened up in his little industrial warehouse complex, and he snagged it up really quick because they go fairly quickly, and was cool enough to sublet it to me and give me a place to call shop. It went kind of underutilized for way too many years because I was working full time and really didn't have the time to go and work on stuff. But that aside, whether or not I got stuff done on projects, it afforded me a lot of opportunities, meaning the following. One, I could buy great parts when I found them at a discount and had some place to put them. Two, I had a place to wrench when I had the time to wrench. And three, it gave me space to buy car projects that I did not need, which is how I was able to land the Bug and the panel truck and the minivan and the Duster and the Integra and all of these things that just need space in order for me to hoard them. And I've always had this YouTube thing in the back of my head, but never as actionable as I have been since I got fired from Motor Trend, obviously. Not fired, downsized. Regardless, no hard feelings. So yeah, it was having this space that gave me the room to buy the projects that are now the material for this show that you are watching. So thank you for watching. Thank you, Lucky, for hooking me up with that shop space. I expect a discount on next month's rent for the following plug: Lucky's Garage Show on YouTube, and Lucky's Garage Maybe Show on Instagram, and also whatever his merch store is. He sells t-shirts. You should go buy some. Should probably start making some t-shirts. Though I'm not really I feel like I'm too new at this to start shilling stuff. If you want a Saturday Garage shirt, let me know. I might make a couple just for me to wear. I don't know. Say hi to Penny, everybody. Hi, Penny. All right, I'll see you at the shop. Also, while I have you here now, look at this. Look at this frothy slobber that is the pure and direct result of not having a tongue. I've never really considered the function of a tongue beyond taste, but it's your main suction, it's your main vacuum device in your mouth. If you don't have one, things just kind of fall out of it. It's really tough, but she's a very sweet girl. Very sweet girl. Do you want a home? Do you want a home from one of these nice people? They don't mind the mess, do they? No, you guys don't mind. A very sweet girl. Slobber be damned. Ugh. Gross. All right, welcome to the shop. This is the place that I call a mess. And if you need any Caprice PPV parts, 2014-ish, give me a shout. I got a bunch of it. In here is a bunch of stuff I'm not going to show you because it's other people's stuff. So, nothing. That's not Dragoneer, I promise. That is my Integra up top. I'll show you that. What? Nothing. That's nothing. None of this is anything, but check this out. It's a 2000 Acura Integra that may or may not have a differential. It does. And a drive shaft. What? What is going on here? Is this an all-wheel drive swapped Integra? Yeah, you know what? I think that it is. Oh, you can see that. Never mind. That's Dragoneer. It's pretty cool though, right? It's a rad-ass truck. Rad as hell. All right, what do we need? We need a hot stapler, and we need a panel. Let me find these things, because I think I might be in there. Stand by. I gotta move a bunch of junk. This is all takeoff parts from the 350 that ended up going into the panel truck. Let's go put those on a shelf. They didn't go on a shelf, they just went on a table. Surprise, surprise, another flat surface collects junk. Mario Batali's NASCAR Tailgate Cookbook. If you need this, hit me up. What else did I get? I got a bunch of old books when Motor Trend was shutting down. Peterson's Mini Truck Repair, Basic Clutches and Transmissions, Basic Cams, Valves, and Exhaust Systems, Basic Engine Hot Rodding, a lot of basic stuff. What else? I think I had a VW basic book in here that somebody told me to get. Maybe not. Doesn't matter. Not what we're doing here right now anyway. Oh. Yes. All right. This little lunchbox is a hot stapler. Let me make sure cameras are good here. All right, rolling. Rolling. Surely one of these won't cut off my head. Maybe. Yeah, sure. All right, let's try this. Okay, this is a hot stapler. Hot staplers are cool as hell. So what you got here is a stapler, and it's hot. You got a little box. You got power. You got this magic little wand that is sort of like a, I don't know what it's sort of like, but it's sort of like something cool. You got these little staples in here. And what they'll do is they insert here on your wand. You've got a few different positions you can put them. They'll insert here on your wand, and you got a few different positions you can put them in. You can either put them in top at a 45 or over here at the 90, but you stick them in here, and when you press the button, you plug this thing in and press the button, it just sends current, and then this completes the circuit, and it gets hot, and then it will melt into whatever plastic you're sealing together, and when you release it, it cools because the current stops flowing. It cools and it stays embedded in there. You snip off these two little ends, and you've got like a little seam repaired in your plastic. They work really well. I've used them on a handful of projects, one of them being this rear tail panel situation that we're gonna refix again, and they're cool. Let me show you in practicality how they do work. They go like this. Oh, also you've got the squiggly, you've got the super squiggly, right? Which is one kind. You've got the squiggly for corners, so you can make like an L bracket situation or sort of put something that's a perpendicular shape back into place. And then you have these flat staples, which are just a little bit less wavy than the wave style staple. So you got three different options in this sweet Eastwood kit, which I didn't get from Eastwood. I got from Motor Trend when everything was shutting down. You know, if you heard me banging into stuff on the way in here, that's what happened last time. And it sucked. So I popped off a bunch of corners of things, like a bunch of them, and yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. This thing's pretty jacked at the moment. Safe? We'll call that safe. Okay, let me get some inserts. Okay, you can see where stuff is broken off here and here. These are previous repairs. Those are with the little flat guys. And like, good and rigid, right? This corner broke off. This corner was previously repaired and that broke off, so I'm gonna have to do that one again, as is this little chunk and other things. This little guy lost 2. I don't know that I'm gonna sweat those because they're so deep in there. That guy I might be able to get to. This corner was also previously repaired. That's gonna have to get fixed. So I got a handful of stuff in here that needs to just get glued back on. All right, well, let's see what we can do. First things first, we have to find where stuff came out of. So the easy stuff says, okay, easy money, look at that. That one fits there. We know this. And then I'm gonna say easy money part 2. This might go there. I don't know, we're gonna start with this one. Also, the dude who bought the El Cochino from me in Freiburger, he's coming in to pick up the car from Oklahoma and has ordered some stuff that he got delivered to my shop. And Larry, your stuff's here. So I'll see you soon. If things work out, you might get to meet Larry. I don't know yet. All right, let's fix some stuff. Let's fix some stuff that is broken. Let's fix it. Larry, your stuff is here. Sent. Okay. So I would love to get this staple out of here. There's just not much plastic meat with which to melt. This 1999, technically year 2000, but it was built in 99. So this 1999 plastic on these BMWs sucks when it gets old. It is super duper brittle. I'm not lying. Ask anybody else who owns one of these things, they will tell you the same thing. So I really want to extract this wavy dude because there's just not much material. There's not much plastic material left to melt into when that thing is in the way. It's sort of like a backstop that is going to prevent me from applying things properly. So I'm going to see if I can bust that out, but I don't want to try too hard because I will break more plastic and then make this job harder. Who knows? Let me see. Oh, I do not trust. I do not trust. Oh my God, I'm so puckered. Ooh. I mean, it's a bad idea, and I know it. I know it's a bad idea right now. Come on. Gently. Ooh. Okay. This part sucks. Oof. All right, not as bad as it could have been, but definitely not great. Okay, so I'm gonna back this thing with a little bit of tape. I'm going to place this guy here where it belongs, back in its home. Seems reasonable. All right, that's almost done. Okay, that's a GoPro, just ignore it, it's not there. I make television, all right? We don't use GoPros. All right, I'm gonna use the waviest one because there is plenty of surface area on this side and on that side of the seam. I'm going to use the lowest setting and I'm going to do my best to not go all the way through, because you go all the way through and then it's ugly and people will know that you fixed it. So I'm going to start off up here, give it a press, let it heat up, get a little smoky, get a little pressy. You can see going in, got both sides going. We're going to release. We'll release the button, let it cool into place, and then pull it. And you've got a partially repaired dude. Gently press it so as not to go through, but as to maintain some amount of positive penetration. Release your button. Release. That's it. It's rad. They're super helpful for broken plastic. I've never used them on anything but broken plastic, but If you've got broken plastic, get yourself a hot stapler. I have no idea how many dollars they are. I got mine in a very large bulk discount. It was a good time. Other than losing the job, great time for parts and materials and equipment and cars. And foundations for a YouTube channel, great time for that kind of stuff. Let's see what else we got. Actually, before we do that, we'll show you the last step here. Okay, these are overkill for our purposes, but you do then just want to snip off their little corner ends without breaking anything else. Nobody's ever going to see it. Remove your tape. And viola. It's like it was never broken. How smooth. I didn't go through anywhere. It's pretty good. All right, let's see what else we can do. Cutting. Okay. Where's this piece? I don't know. I'm losing my mind. Isn't she so cute? Isn't she just so cute? Oh, the doggy. Oh, there are large chunks missing. Oh, the doggy, she's so sweet. Oh, man. Large chunks. Oh, wait. You? She's so sweet and tongueless. Oh, she's a great eater. Great chomperer of soft foods. Okay. You went something like this? No, that's backwards as hell. No. Wait. What? No. Yes, we want to adopt the doggy, don't we? Adopt the doggy. Yes. Yes? Something? Yes. There you are. Puzzles! And brand it. That one was over here. Boom! It's all coming together. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Looks like the Bride of Frankenstein back here, but that's okay. All right, tape. Oh, son of a gun. All right, see? This plastic is just, it's nothing. I'm gonna put the rest of these chips in a bag and I'm just gonna give it to the guy who buys this car. Guarantee you it's gonna be a dude. Oh man, E39 touring, so sick. I mean, he's not wrong, it's pretty sick, but. There we go, that's pretty nice. If you're a traditional hot rod, muscle car, domestic rear-wheel drive V8 kind of guy, you may not realize this, but these are actually pretty hot cars. They're pretty sought after by a certain community of, like, you know, BMW dudes. They're not quite like fully vintage Beamer yet, but they are they are one, wagons, which is cool, and two, they're like the next generation after the, I don't know, E34s, E36s. I'm not that good at BMW, but they are on that next wave of hotness because the previous wave of hotness is getting unaffordable. So honestly, it's a pretty good get. If I had more room and more interest, I would keep it. I think it'll be worth more dollars in the near future, but for right now, I think I could, $4 grand for it would feel pretty good. I'd be pumped on that. All right. If I can fix this properly, I'm talking like 9 or 10 grand. Easy peasy. Tragedy. Release. Button sticks sometimes. There we go. Whew. You okay? Everybody's okay. You're okay. Look, it worked. You missed it, but it worked. All right, I think we're calling that good. Hey! Cut. 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 Okay, last thing we're gonna do today isn't about a cool tool at all. It is about staying cool. Oh man, look at that. That's just like literary genius that I just whipped up. Anyway, this is a final stage resistor. This is what the internet says is what's wrong with E39 AC when AC goes bad. So I got one and I'm gonna put it in. There's a camera up here pointing up in this passenger footwell. That is where this thing lives. I've already removed this carpeted panel here. and this lower thing down here. And I broke some plastic while I was down there because BMW. So if I can get this thing out, I will be okay. And if I can't, I'll still be okay. It'll just be a little hotter. All right. Okay. Now this whole thing wasn't supposed to come out with the electrical connector on it, but here we are. You see that? That's the relay. The final stage unit, they call it, actually. Yeah, I hate this. Oh boy, that hurts. Okay. Now if I can just get this thing off without breaking it, I will be pleased. Come on, can you even see that? You sure can. Look closer. Look closer. Feel my pain. It's just this delicate balance of brute force and gentle nurturing. Ah, success. Yep. I'm not even gonna get up. But check it out. Ah. Old one, beefy. New one, smaller. Just heat sinks, but maybe more small ones does better. Who knows? Okay, maybe if I'm not upside down, it'll get easier. Yep. It's probably not true, but it might be true. All right, beautiful. Lovely. Good stuff, everybody. Real good stuff. Easy peasy. Oh, whether they're working or not, I don't know. I guess let's see, huh? Do you hear that? It's an exhaust leak. But do you feel that? It's air conditioning. All right, I might be keeping this car longer than I anticipated because it's the only car with AC. That's pretty good. I'll take it. All right, what else is left? Not finishing plastics, not fixing exhaust leak, but the AC works. It's a good day. It's a good day. You guys wanted more dog content? Here's some more dog content. I'm gonna give this 30 seconds. Enjoy it. Skip if you want to.